These are 5 reasons why your dog doesn't listen to you. No faff, straight into it. By the way, the last point is probably going to annoy some people. So number 1, you're not being proactive about your dog training, you're only being reactive. Let me quickly explain. You've got a dog that barks like mental when someone knocks on the door or rings the doorbell. A lot of people have this problem. And you only try to train it, and train wrongly, but even so, you only try to train it when somebody rings the doorbell, when an Amazon delivery, when the postman turns up, when your friend pops over, okay? That's not what we want. What we want to be able to do is actually set it up, have people come over, you know they're coming over, you're prepped, you've already been taught by a dog trainer what to do, and you proactively dog train rather than reactively. Number 2, probably heard this one a lot, but it's so true. You aren't training consistently. You might train one day and then not until the next week. You might train one thing one day, another thing another day. You have to be consistent. You don't need hours, just 5 to 10 minutes a day. 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. That's all you need, consistently working on the same thing, and you will start to see results, I promise. Number 3, this is a big one. You're not getting the message through. Whether it's corrections or whether it's rewards, you are not actually getting the message through to your dog. Now, how this works with dogs is the actions that you do. If you say sit and they don't sit and you fuss them, it's that simple. And if you can say sit and they don't sit and you still fuss them, but then you get in contact with a dog trainer because your dog doesn't come back off lead, they don't even sit when you say so. You see the point? So make sure you are getting the message across. Okay, so number 4, you've probably heard this one a lot too, but it's really important. Mentally and physically tiring out your dog. To be honest, a lot of dogs need more mental than physical, especially more intelligent breeds, collies, German shepherds. They need more mental and physical stimulation. So all you have to do is this: create a rough routine. We don't need to be robots. We don't need to have them out for 45 minutes a day, twice a day, every single day, right? Create a rough routine and assess how your dog is. If they're pattering and pacing a lot, if they're up and down, if they're a nuisance, if they are a nuisance, if they're pestering you, don't think your dog is just a nuisance. It's because they haven't had enough. Enough of what? Enough mental and or physical stimulation. Now, number 5, this one will probably have some people complaining to me about it. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I said, if you watch my last quick video, what this channel is going to be about. And it's going to be about the truth, okay? So here it is. You are listening to positive reinforcement trainers only. Now, what I mean by that is, positive reinforcement, by the way, is fantastic. There's 4 styles of training. We're not going to go into them today, but if you want me to, let me know in the comments and I'll do them in a future video. But there's 4 styles of training. There's positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. They only like talking about positive reinforcement because it doesn't have any trigger words in it. It's positive and it's reinforcing. Negative reinforcement has the word negative in it. This is how fickle they are. Here's the point. By definition, positive reinforcement cannot work to stop a behavior because you can only add positive. Positive doesn't mean it has to be good particularly. It means add something. You can only add something to try and reinforce a behavior. Positive reinforcement add to reinforce a behavior. So how do you stop a behavior? By definition, you can't. To try and get rid of behaviors, to try and stop a behavior, you have to use corrections.
Oh, I forgot to mention just a minute ago, how many things do you do in your day that you do just because you want to and out of pure love of it? I hope some, I hope a lot. But how many things in your day do you do because if you don't, there's a repercussion? Note speed because of the repercussion. Look before you cross the road because of the repercussion. Go to work because if you don't get paid, the repercussion. Dogs are the same. Every animal's the same. Don't let all this nonsense confuse you and make you think that all you have to do 24/7 is make sure your dog is loving every facet of every single thing they do. Get them to enjoy things, get them to love things, but if you focus on positive reinforcement only and not actually having balance and not actually correcting when they do something wrong, you're going to be banging your head against the wall.
Thank you very much for listening, and please give some comments below. Tell me what I can do better other than the obvious setup. I'm very aware this setup's not very good. We're just starting the channel off, so I need to get going. But tell me what I can do better. Please let me know. And if you've got some value from this, I hate that word, but it's the word all YouTubers are using, so I'm just going to use it for now until I find my better version of it. If you got some value from this, if you got some information, if you learned something, please comment, like, subscribe, whatever. We'll do none of them, I don't mind. But if you could subscribe, if you could like, that'd be fantastic. It'll really help the video. See you later.